Hello everyone, welcome to Lukmaan IAS. Today we are going to have the Hindu newspaper analysis dated 22nd of July 2023. And in today's newspaper discussion, we have included many topics from the editorial section. Some topics are important for the mains exam and other topics are important for the prelims exam. We have also included some questions for the mains exam and also for the prelims exam. So let us start the discussion of the topics one by one quickly. So these are the topics that we'll be taking for discussion for the day. Okay. So these are let's say 7 topics that we have listed. Apart from this, we have some more topics as well. So in all, there are 13 topics that we are going to discuss in today's class, right? So let's start the discussion that we are going to cover. Okay. So this is the first topic, which says an internet ban will not restore peace in Manipur. Okay. An internet ban will not restore peace in Manipur. So in this article, we will understand about the issue of internet ban, and we are also going to discuss the issues, let's say, like how do we tackle, like, law and order situations in areas that are affected, because of, let's say, some kind of communal violence. Okay. So let's start the discussion on this topic quickly. It says an internet ban will not restore peace in Manipur. So let's discuss about this topic. When we talk about internet ban, right? So generally what happens in those areas that are affected, okay, those areas that are affected because of some kind of violence or law and order situation. So to control over, let's say, spread of misinformation, to control over, let's say, like, law and order situation, the government of India or state government, right, may resort to, okay, they may resort to banning the, okay, they may resort to banning the internet, okay, banning the internet or shutting down the internet temporarily. And this particular thing has not happened for the first time. The government of India has banned internet also earlier as well. Okay, the government of India has banned internet earlier when Jammu and Kashmir, right, the statehood of Jammu and Kashmir was let's say, like, struck down, and the government of India has, let's say, abrogated Article 370 of the Constitution, Article 370 of the Constitution of India, right? So that time also the government of India has gone for prolonged Constitution of India. That time also the government of India has gone for prolonged shutdown of the internet, right? So why prolonged shutdown or shutdown of the internet is needed? Shutdown of internet is needed so that, like, the government of India can bring some kind of, okay, it can bring some kind of limitation on spread of information. And if I talk about Manipur, in the state of Manipur, as all of you know, that, like, communal violence is happening. I mean, like, violence is happening because of some kind of misinformation that was being let's say, like, shared through social media platforms. Recently videos have also surfaced where, like, women have been let's say, targeted by some of the community people, right? So women have been targeted, and so here in this article the author wants to say that shutdown in the internet is not going to be a solution. Why? Because shutdown of the internet just stops the free flow of communication, free flow of information, right? It stops free flow of information. However, like, because of internet shutdown, what it will do, it will also cut down the information flow, that information which is rightful in nature, the information which has the, let's say, ability of stopping the communal violence. And so far, if we talk about the state of Manipur, the government in the state of Manipur or the central government, they have failed to stop the communal violence over there. And there has been an inactivity at various levels, like from the Ministry of Women and Child Development, there was, let's say, very minimal or less steps or less actions taken. Even the National Commission for Women, if I talk about an organization which is NCW, the National Commission of Women was made aware about like some such kind of incidents in the like past as well. Okay, so but the National Commission of Women also did not take proper steps. They have only notified the Chief Secretary. They have notified Chief Secretary or Home Secretary. Okay, Home Secretary of the state, Chief Secretary or Home Secretary of the state to take actions. Okay, but the Home Secretary or Chief Secretary, they did not respond to the messages from the National Commission for Women. Okay, they did not respond to the messages from this particular organization as well. And you might have also studied, right, in our previous discussion, that there is an organization which is known as Telecom Regulatory Authority of India. The Telecom Regulatory Authority of India was also pondering about, pondering upon partial app bans. Means like, instead of banning the internet altogether, like in affected areas, what the like government can do, what the, let's say, internet service providers can do, they can go for partial app bans. Okay, partial app bans. Why? Because partial app bans will ensure that all those messaging applications like WhatsApp, or let's say all those applications through which messages can be sent, they can be banned temporarily. Okay, so this is also an option that is being let's say looked after by the Telecom Regulatory Authority of India, because if we shut down the internet, it also causes many difficulties. What kind of difficulties it causes? It causes, let's say, like essential services to be blocked. For example, if I talk about banking channels, okay, if I talk about banking channels, so if one has to do some kind of transaction, okay, if you want to do any online transaction for, let's say, banking channels, in that case you need internet, right? You need internet. If you want to, let's say, call ambulance, you need mobile phone, right, to work. So the total ban of internet also causes an halt. It causes halt to the, like, free flow of information for good purposes as well. So here in this article, the author wants to highlight, right, the author wants to highlight that an internet ban will not let's say, like, bring peace. It will not bring peace in Manipur. Why? Because like it only just limits the flow of information. It does not limit the, let's say, like, flow of misinformation, because like people are suspicious about something to happen, and like, they are anxious also. And recently in Manipur, it's been let's say more than 2 months, I would say, like it has started from 3rd of May in the state of Manipur, the violence related activities, and till now it is happening. And the thing has it has taken a greater move in that state. But like, it's a matter of law and order, and the state government should be very active in tackling those situations. Okay, so in this article, the author has talked about some of the reports, right? Some of the reports and organizations. One of the organizations that the author has talked about, name of that organization is Human Rights Watch. Okay, name of that organization is Human Rights Watch. Human Rights Watch. And another organization that the author has talked about is Internet Freedom Foundation. Internet Freedom Foundation. So all these organizations also talk about that, like, internet ban is not going to result into curbing these activities. Although the government of India or the state governments, they do have authority. There is a law which is in place. Okay, they do have authority, and these laws, like allow the state government and the central government to take a decision in this matter. And in this article, the author has also talked about one case, which is Anuradha Bhasin. Okay, name of that particular case is Anuradha Bhasin versus Union of India. Okay, in Anuradha Bhasin versus Union of India, the Supreme Court of India has given a judgment. The Supreme Court of India has given a judgment in which the Supreme Court of India has said that Government of India should be very rational in imposing, total ban on internet. Rational in the sense it should be done only to curb, right, law and order situation in certain regions, and it should be like whenever an internet ban is done, it should not do it in the whole area. It should only focus on, let's say, doing internet ban in affected areas, right, and it should be like lifted back as soon as normalcy is seen. Okay, as soon as normalcy is seen, or as soon as the law and order is, let's say, is under control, law and order situation is under control in that state. So these are the things, these are the observations that have been made by the Supreme Court of India in this particular case. So this is a very important case. Okay, and so there was a report also that was published by the state government, okay, government earlier, and that report is known as a status report. And in that status report they have mentioned, okay, they have mentioned certain things, okay, related to like vital, like there should be the state government should allow the information to free flow, right, in that particular state. So this article is just talking about that the internet ban should not be resorted by the government like at every situation. There should be some alternative should be thought about, and also the central government or state government should look into the Supreme Court judgments as well, and also they should look into the human rights aspects in those areas. Okay, so having access to internet is also part of, let's say, right of a person to express, right. It comes under Article 19 of the Constitution of India that gives us right to have the freedom of speech and expression. Article 19 of the Constitution of India gives these rights to us, right. So you need to read this article to understand little better, right. So with this, we'll move to the next topic. And so we have a question also on this topic. You can practice this question in your free time, right. So the question is, it says, the Indian government consider, right, internet shutdowns a legitimate tool for maintaining law and order. In the light of the recent incidents, explain the importance of internet access, right. So you need to write an answer to this question in about 150 words. It's just a 10 marker question. You need to just let's say write an answer, and after writing this answer you can share it with us on this email ID, which is evaluation@lukmaanias.com. Okay, while you share your answer with us, you also you mention that it is an answer of related to the Hindu newspaper discussion. You also mention the date, right, 22nd July. You need to mention the date. We have previously given many questions to you in different days. Okay, mention the date also, so that we get to know that you have written an answer to this question. If possible, write the question also in your notebook, right, before writing the answer, so that we exactly know you have written answer to this particular question, because we keep on giving so many questions to the students. That email ID is evaluation@lukmaanias.com. So with this, let us move to the next topic quickly. So this is another topic that we are going to discuss now, right. So this says publishers platform imbalances need fixing. Okay, publisher platform imbalances need fixing. Now let's discuss about this topic. Topic number 2. This is just for your understanding. I mean, this topic is an ongoing issue that has been happening for long, right. Publisher platform imbalances. Publisher platform imbalances need fixing. Need fixing. Okay, publisher platform imbalances need fixing. Now let us understand like what this topic wants to say altogether. So the thing is, here we need to understand like who are publishers. Let's discuss who are publishers. Publishers are those organizations or entities, right, that publish information. Okay, that publish information, or they publish, let's say, news items, etc. Okay, those platforms, okay, like let's say entities or organizations that publish, entities or organizations that publish information or news, they are known as publishers, right? And these publishers, many a times what they do, they have different modes of publishing the things. They have different modes. One of the mode is, let's say, publishing through print media, right? Publishing through print media. Other is publishing through let's say online platforms. Okay, online platforms, right? So these publishers, I mean, they can publish through print media. For example, if I take an example of newspaper, the Hindu newspaper, or if I say any other newspaper, so this will amount to a print media publication. Apart from this, if I talk about online platform, right, online platform, some of the news outlets are, for example, the Wire. Okay, the Wire, what they are doing, they are publishing the news only online. They are not publishing it let's say through like print media. Okay, there can be some of the publishers who are publishing through print media and also through online thing. So these publishers are publishing their information, and these information, I mean, like for acquiring these information, the publishers, right, publishers, I mean, like publishers also include the news agencies. I mean, like this is not restricted to news agencies. There can be many different types of publishers, right? So if I talk about example of publishers, like there can be many such examples. Now when publishers are publishing the information, what they are doing, these publishers also incurring some cost. Okay, they are incurring cost also. They are incurring cost also for acquiring the information, compiling the information, and sharing the let's say like information. So they are incurring cost, and these publishers also need some kind of revenue to run, right? They need revenue to run. But there are some online platforms, for example, online search engines. If I talk about search engines like Google, right? What Google does, Google simply like aggregates the data, or it brings the data together, and it makes it available to the users without giving any benefit to the publishers. Okay, without giving any benefit to the publishers. So in this, in this story, what is happening? Good evening, everyone. So in this story, what is happening? The publishers are losing out. Okay, the publishers are on the loser end. Okay, they are losing out on revenue. But if I talk about these search engines like Google or other search engines, okay, Google or other search engines, what they are doing, they are generating revenue out of it. Okay, they are generating revenue out of it. Okay, they are generating revenue, they are generating, let's say, visibility of the content and all. So in this article, they have talked about that publisher platform imbalance. Okay, publisher platform imbalance needs to be fixed. I mean, like the platforms such as Google or any other platform, they need to pay more revenue to the publishers. Okay, they need to pay like more share to the publisher. And in this article, the author has discussed about many such cases, right? And two important aspects that the author has mentioned, right? The author has mentioned two important aspects. What are those important aspects? So I'm going to write down those important aspects also in this case. Important aspects. And these important aspects are, number one is fair valuation. Okay, number 1 is fair valuation. Okay, there should be a fair valuation of the content, right, that is being published by the publisher. Okay, that is being published by the publisher. There should be fair valuation by the platforms. Second important aspect that the author has mentioned is enumerative accountability. Okay, enumerative like accountability. Enumerative accountability. So the author has highlighted these two as important aspects, that like whatever revenue is being shared with the publisher, so it has to be valued fairly. Second thing is there should be enumerative accountability also of this particular thing. Okay, so both the things should be met. Okay, so that both the things should be met so that the publishers are also benefited, out of this particular thing. So in this case also they have talked about certain things like that there is an organization which is known as digital. Okay, there is an organization. I will talk about the name of that organization also with you. It is known as, name of the organization is Digital News Publishers Association. Digital News Publishers Association. Okay, Digital News Publishers Association, DNPA. And also the author has talked about another organization which is known as Indian Newspaper Society. Okay, Indian Newspaper Society, INS. Okay, so both these organizations have filed cases. Okay, both these organizations have filed cases against the platform. They have filed cases against, let's say, Google, right? And the case, okay, this particular case has been taken up by the Competition Commission of India, okay, CCI. And the Competition Commission of India has done an investigation. It has got it evaluated also. And after evaluation, the Competition Commission of India has set up a standing committee. Okay, it has asked for setting a standing committee in this thing. Okay, a standing committee. Okay, and this particular standing committee is yet to evaluate. Okay, it is yet to evaluate and come out with its own data related to this particular aspect, like publisher platform valuation, or giving benefit to the publishers. So this is an article that talks about that why the publishers are losing out, right? So here the author has mentioned that due to conduct of global big tech, imbalances that are harming the news, publishers are in turn hurting readers, listeners and viewers of digital news. Okay, so this is related to digital news content. If you like, you can read this article yourself to understand that why the publishers are losing out, and it is also hampering the interest of the listeners, the viewers and the readers like us. Okay, so we have just included, because all days we do not get very good articles in let's say what we say editorial section. Some days these are some commentary itself, right? But with this is a very important topic that we are going to discuss. It says Rajasthan passes bills on minimum income, higher punishment for paper leaks. Okay, so this is a very important topic, because Rajasthan became the first state in the country, first state in India. Okay, so Rajasthan became the first state in India to pass this particular bill, which is known as Rajasthan Minimum Guarantee Income Bill 2023. Rajasthan Minimum Income Guarantee Bill 2023. And under this bill, 125 people from the state of Rajasthan will be given, right, minimum income every day, minimum income for about 125 days in a year. So let me write down this topic quickly for you. So I am going to write down the important aspects of this particular topic. Name of the topic is Rajasthan passes bill on minimum income. Rajasthan passes bill on minimum income. Right? So name of the bill is, like, we are going to write it, the Rajasthan minimum guarantee income bill. The Rajasthan minimum income guarantee bill. Okay, guarantee bill 2023. So with the passing of this particular bill from the State Legislative Assembly of Rajasthan, Rajasthan became the first and only state in India, to have a minimum income guarantee. Okay, to have a minimum income guarantee for its residents. Okay, for its to have minimum income guarantee for its residents. This is also known as a social security scheme. Okay, it is a social security scheme. So Rajasthan has made a mark in this regard also. You might be knowing that Rajasthan was the first state in the country to have the panchayat, to have the panchayati raj system in India. So again, the Rajasthan has made a mark after, let's say, passing this particular bill, which is Rajasthan minimum income guarantee bill 2023. So what are the provisions in this bill? The provisions is that, they are going to provide 125 days. Okay, so there are two components. One component is rural component, other component is urban component in the state of Rajasthan. In case of rural employment, let's say, places in Rajasthan, already we have Mahatma Gandhi, right? National income or national rural, MG Narega. Okay, National Rural Employment Guarantee Act. So we have MG Narega. Under this, 100 days of work is given to all the people. And apart from this particular bill, it will give, there is a Chief Minister's Rural Employment Guarantee Act also in the state, and it is going to give additional 25 days. Okay, it is going to give additional 25 days of income guarantee. Additional 25 days of income guarantee in the state. Okay, income guarantee for the rural people, for the people who are located in rural areas in this state. And if I talk about the urban areas, right, in the urban areas they will provide 125 days of, okay, 125 days of income guarantee to the people. What do we mean by this? It means, in a year, right, per year, this is per year. In a year, if a person is looking for some kind of job, some kind of, let's say, employment avenues, so they can reach the state government program, they can ask for, under this particular bill, they can ask for employment, and within 15 days, okay, within 15 days, the government is going to give, okay, income, employment to people within 15 days itself. Okay, if it is not given, if employment is not given within 15 days, in that case that person will be getting benefit. Okay, unemployment. Okay, unemployment benefit means he will be paid money from the state funds. Okay, unemployment benefit. And also there are other components also of this bill. What are other components of the bill? The other components of the bill says that, for people who are old aged, okay, people who are old aged, or women means widowed, let's say, the people who are widowed, So these people will be getting pension also. These people will get pension under this particular scheme. And if I talk about amount of the pension, the amount will start from 1000 rupees per month. Okay, the pension will start from 1000 rupees per month. So this is the minimum amount, and after then every year this particular amount is going to increase by 15%. Okay, 15% increase per year in the amount on the pension. So this is the only state in India that has so far implemented a social security guarantee scheme for its citizens. So this can be compared with one provision that the government of India was thinking of establishing. And earlier, like in the economic survey, okay, so we have seen in previous economic surveys one important thing, what is that? In the previous economic survey we have seen this particular thing which is known as universal basic income. Okay, universal basic income means one of the economic survey came up with the concept of universal basic income. Under this, like if a person is looking for some kind of job, he should be provided job. If in case he is not given job by the government, in that case what will happen? He should be getting, unemployment bhatta, unemployment benefit, means like he should be getting money because he do not have a job. So that will be a support. Okay, it will act as a kind of support for the people who are unemployed. So in one of the economic surveys it was mentioned universal basic income. So this can be compared with this particular bill, this particular bill which has been enacted by the state government of Rajasthan. Okay, so you can read about it, and in yesterday's newspaper they came up with proper details. Today, they have come up with that it has been implemented, but yesterday there was proper detail of this particular topic in the newspaper itself. So go through the yesterday's the Hindu newspaper discussion, download from the description the entire PDF, and there you will come across this particular article. So with this we have another question for you, and this question has been correlated with the universal basic income topic itself. Okay, it says, what is universal basic income? What is the need of universal basic income, and how is the Rajasthan's minimum guarantee income bill different from the universal basic income, right? To answer this question you need to read one topic which is universal basic income, and after then you need to read about this thing, Rajasthan's minimum income bill, right? And then compare and write down this answer. Okay, share the answer on the same email address, and also mention today's date as well in the PDF that you are going to share with us. So with this, let's take another topic quickly. It says, after furor over CMIE data, okay, government figures show Haryana sliding on unemployment. So this is a very important topic. Why it is important? Because through this topic we are going to understand one important thing which is known as periodic labor force survey. Okay, so recently the Ministry of Labor and Employment, okay, they have released a survey data which is known as periodic labor force survey data, and in that data they have, let's say, mentioned that Haryana is the 4th state in India that has the highest unemployment rate, okay, in this state. So they have an unemployment rate of about 9%, right? And so it has slided down as well. So the unemployment rate in the state of Haryana has gone up, right? So this data is released by the Labor Bureau. Which bureau? Labor Bureau of the Ministry of Ministry of Labor and Employment, right? So I'm going to write down these things, right? CMIE. What is the full form of CMIE? It is also mentioned over here in this thing as itself. Okay, so let's write down this thing, topic number, let's say 4. This is related to Haryana's unemployment level. Okay, I'm just writing it for your understanding. Haryana's unemployment rate. So name of the report that is published, okay, name of the report is periodic labor force survey. Okay, in short it is known as PLFS, periodic labor force survey. Which organization releases this particular survey? This survey is released by Labor Bureau of Ministry, okay, of Labor and Employment. Ministry of Labor and Employment releases the periodic labor force survey, and under this survey Haryana has emerged, right, as Haryana the fourth largest unemployment rate, okay, fourth largest unemployment in India. Unemployment in India. And also if I talk about comparison of Haryana with the national average, okay, national average, okay, comparison of Haryana with the national average, so Haryana has 2 times, okay, Haryana has 2 times more unemployment as compared to the India, okay. In India it is around 4.1%, and in the state of Haryana it is around 9% unemployment rate, okay. So unemployment rate has increased in the state of Haryana, okay. So this shows the state of apathy, right, the state of, let's say, unemployment in the state of Haryana, okay. So this is the thing. You need to read this article to understand about some of the figures that they have mentioned in the article, okay. So this is the thing you need to, and also, like, you know, this particular data, which is periodic labor force survey, it is being published from the year, let's say, 2017-18 onward, and before this they used to have another data which is known as employment unemployment survey, okay. So I'll be writing that thing also. So this periodic labor force survey, this is published, you know, from 2017, okay, 2017-18 onwards, okay, 17-18 onwards they are publishing periodic labor force survey. But before this, before 2017, they used to have another kind of report which is known as employment unemployment survey. Employment unemployment survey. Okay. So they used to publish employment EUS, employment unemployment survey. So this is the thing, and it is also published by Labor Bureau of Ministry of Labor and Employment, right? So with this, like, we will move to the next next topic quickly. So, like, we have a question for prelims for you, so we will solve this question quickly. It says, with reference to the periodic labor force survey, consider the following statements. Number 1, the periodic labor force survey is released by National Statistical Office. Second, the periodic labor force survey estimates of key employment and unemployment indicators. Okay, first is wrong, second is right. So they are saying which of the above statements is or are wrong. So which are wrong? So second statement is wrong. So option B would be the right answer in our case. So let's see. Both the statements are correct. So periodic labor force surveys released by National Statistical Office, PLFS gives estimates of this thing. Okay, let's see. Okay, so they have given the solution to this question. Okay, sorry for that thing. Now you need to see that, like, both the statements are correct. So it is released by National Sample Survey Office, NSSO, Ministry of Statistics, and this thing. So, and PLFS estimates various employment like worker population ratio, labor force participation rate, unemployment rate, etc. So you need to read this. I mean, like, you know, go through the explanation and understand this topic in your free time. So with this, like, we will move to the next topic quickly. Just we will read this topic. It says Assam Rifles files sedition case against Imphal group. So you might be knowing Assam Rifles is an armed force. Okay, it's an armed force. It's an armed force, and they have filed a sedition case against an Imphal group. Sedition means, sedition is an offense against the state. What is sedition? It is an offense against the state. Okay, it is an offense against the state. So it comes under section 124, section 124A of Indian Penal Code. Okay, so the offense against the state under sedition is, let's say, like mentioned under section 124A of the Indian Penal Code. So there was a group in Imphal, and that name of the group is Coordinating Committee on Manipur Integrity. Okay, COCOMI. So it is an influential civil services organization in the state of Manipur, and so this particular organization, let's say, like, was a part of mediated group to stop the violence happening in the state of Manipur. However, like, many of the local people have told this particular organization that some brutality was done, right? Some kind of brutality was done against women by the Assam Rifles. Assam Rifle, which is a legitimate armed force of the government of India. It's a legitimate armed force, and like, they have said that this particular officers from Assam Rifle, they have done brutality against the women, against the locals in the state of Manipur. So like, that's why this particular organization has denied, let's say, supporting. Okay, they have denied supporting the armed forces. They said, like, Assam Rifle should be moved out of Manipur and some other central forces must be called in place of Assam Rifles. But Assam Rifles have filed sedition case against this particular group itself. Okay, so some kind of friction is happening between these two organizations. One is the military force, other is, let's say, an influential civil society group, an influential NGO. Name is Coordinating Committee on Manipur Integrity. Okay, so this is just a news item. It may be important for the prelims exam, so like, you need to read it, right, in your free time, just to stay updated about the happenings in the state of Manipur. Now this is another topic. This is an important topic. We are going to read this topic quickly. It says NCW was informed of 6 incidences of violence in Manipur on June 12. Right? NCW stands for National Commission for Women. National Commission for Women. In short, NCW. So this National Commission for Women, it has a very important role to play for all those activities where some kind of violence is happening against women, some kind of, let's say, like, something against women happens. So National Commission for Women is an organization that comes forward to stand in support of the women. And recently 2 women have been made naked, and like, they have been let's say, like, made to march on the road by some of the groups in Manipur. So National Commission for Women, they have been reported about 6 such incidences of violence in Manipur on June 12 itself. And after then, this particular organization has reported it to the Home Secretary of the state. Okay, Home Secretary of the state, Home Secretary of Manipur. However, even after multiple, let's say, writing that, like, they should stop the violence in the state of Manipur, the National Commission for Women did not receive any reply. Okay, they did not receive any reply from the Home Secretary of the Manipur state. Okay, so this is the news item altogether. And if I talk about National Commission of Women, so what is this organization? The National Commission for Women is this National Commission for Women is a like grouping, like, it's a statutory organization. Okay, statutory organization means, like, this has been enacted under an act of the right, under an act. So government of India has made an act for establishing this particular body. I mean, like for establishing any body, there can be a constitutional mandate, so that is known as constitutional body. There can be a law can be brought about, so that is known as statutory body. So National Commission for Women is an statutory organization, okay, and so they raise the voice of the women, and like, you know, they come in support of women whenever any violence or any atrocity happens against women, right, in different locations, in different places, right. So this is all in this topic. So, and National Commission for Women has taken suo motu cognizance of the incidences that has happened in the state of Manipur. Now we will solve a question related to prelims in like, you know, here it says, with reference to the National Commission for Women, consider the following statements. Number one, it was set up as a constitutional body. So was it a constitutional body? No, it is a statutory body, okay. A law was brought in, then this particular body was established. It is not mentioned in the Constitution of India. But if I talk about National Commission for Scheduled Caste, National Commission for Scheduled Tribe, they are mentioned in the Constitution of India, not this one, okay. Then it can review the constitutional and legal safeguards for women. Yes, this is right. It can review the constitutional and legal safeguards for women. So the second statement is right. It says, which of the above statements is or are incorrect? So which statement is incorrect? Only statement 1 is incorrect, okay. Statement 1 is incorrect. So correct answer for this would be option A, because we need to understand about the command also. Here they are asking about incorrect option. We need to select the incorrect option from here. So that's why option A would be the right answer in this case. You can also download the PDF, and after downloading you can solve the question. You can go through the solution as well. So we have included the explanation. It says, like, you know, this is a statutory body, and National Commission for Women was set up as a statutory body in January 1992 under the National Commission for Women Act 1990, okay. So there was an act, National Commission for Women Act, and under this particular body was established, and it can review the constitutional and legal safeguards for women. It can recommend remedial legislative measures. It can facilitate redressal of grievances, and it can advise the government on all policy matters affecting women. So it does have a wide constitutional, let's say, mandate, or like, you know, wide mandate to do some activities related to, let's say, something that empowers the women, okay. And National Commission for Women Act, so like, you know, act related details are mentioned. There will be a chairperson, there will be 5 members, there will be a member secretary. Their roles and responsibilities are also mentioned over here. So with this, like, we will talk about this particular topic. This is just a quick topic for you, okay. It highlights the importance of, let's say, mental wellness. What? Mental wellness. This topic is about mental wellness. So this topic is related to health, okay, health related aspects. So recently a webinar was hosted by the Hindu group, and that webinar talked about, let's say, like, you know, mental stroke related thing, okay. So recently there was a World Mental Health or like World Brain Day, okay, which day? World Brain Day was celebrated today, okay. Today is World Brain Day. So for that, okay, World Brain Day was celebrated on Friday, not today, like yesterday. So World Brain Day was celebrated, and for that purpose the Hindu, they have organized a mental wellness, let's say, webinar. In that mental wellness webinar, they have discussed about how do we maintain like health of our brain, and how do we avoid any kind of a stroke. What can be the symptoms of those strokes? Symptoms in the sense, like, you know, if our hand is shaking, let's say, like, you know, there is some kind of pressure in our mind. If our hand is shaking, so this may cause stroke, right? If like, you know, if let's say, like, face is not working, if you're becoming speechless, there can be many such, right? There can be many such symptoms of having mental stroke. And so it says that, like, you know, there are some golden hour which are vital for treating stroke, and those golden hour is of about 4.5 hours just after the stroke. So if someone has any mental stroke, so he should be taken immediately to a hospital, immediately to a person who can administer and diagnose the person early related to mental stroke. And if it is not done within 4.5 hours, the person may die because of brain hemorrhage. And I would say we have seen a death, right, of one of, let's say, a person who was preparing for UPSC because of that brain hemorrhage itself. Okay, so that's the thing. So this is just to highlight the importance of, let's say, like, you know, having a mental health. Okay, and it says that like one has to do regular exercise, one has to, let's say, like, you know, intake good food, and also one has to go for leisure activity to keep his mental health, like let's say, like, you know, intact. So this is another topic. It says use any Indian language as optional medium, says CBSE. This is just for your understanding, because the government of India has come up with National Education Policy 2020. So this National Education Policy 2020 advocates that primary schooling or primary learning should happen in the vernacular language, in the language vernacular or local language in schools. So the director of CBSE, he has also pointed out that higher educational institutes have already, you know, taken a move, right? It has taken a move to promote studies in vulnerable languages. Now the responsibility comes towards the schools to implement this particular policy, means, like, you know, because the learning in the vernacular languages promotes, let's say, more understanding among the students, and these students tend to be more learned in the future times to come. Okay, so this is related to that aspect. And the second thing, it says can't ask government to recognize a language as official one. This is like, this is one topic. The right side, this is one topic, and left side, this is another topic. Recently, some of the people have reached the Supreme Court of India, right? And they have reached the Supreme Court of India so that the Supreme Court of India can direct the central government to include Rajasthani as an official language. What? To include Rajasthani as an official language. So what is official language? All those languages that are mentioned in the 8th schedule of the Constitution of India, they are considered as official languages. Presently, there are 22 languages that are mentioned in the 8th schedule of the Constitution of India. And these people have approached the Supreme Court of India that Rajasthani should also be included in the 8th schedule of the Constitution. However, the Supreme Court of India has told the petitioners that, like, you know, this is the issue which is related to policy matters, and policy related decisions must be taken by the government itself, right, by the executives. So they have said, like, you know, there was a case also. I mean, like, you know, the Supreme Court of India has cited one particular case which is known as Kanhaiya Lal Sethia case. And in that case also, earlier the Supreme Court of India has pointed out that this is a policy matter, and here the government should take a call. It should not be the court who should take the call. And if the court takes a call in this aspect now, so many people are going to come in future to like, you know, get some direction from the court that, like, this language or that language should be included as an official language. So the court has refrained from giving a judgment in this case. They have said that it should be the call of the legislature to include or not include any language as an official language in the 8th schedule of the Constitution of India. You might be knowing that all of you have to write language papers also in the mains exam, right? You need to choose one language from Indian languages, from the languages that are mentioned in the 8th schedule of the Constitution of India, apart from compulsory English, right? So that's why this is an important thing. This is another topic. This is a very important topic for the prelims exam. Okay, it says portal launched to report violation of ban on e-cigarette. Okay, so recently what has happened? The Ministry of Health, okay, the Ministry of Health has launched a portal. Okay, I'm going to write let's say URL of that particular portal, which is www.govt violation, www.violation-reporting.in reporting.in. So this particular portal means it's a website. It is released by the Ministry of Health. What is the purpose of this website? The purpose of this website is like anyone can go to this particular website and they can file a case. They can file a case related to violation of the norms of E-Secret Act. Okay, so there was an act which is known as PECA. What does PECA stands for? PECA stands for Prohibition of Electronic Cigarettes. Okay, what? Prohibition of electronic cigarettes. Okay, PECA. So this act has been brought by the government of India to prohibit the sale, right, and stockpiling of e-cigarettes, because e-cigarettes cause health problems, right? So name of this particular act is mentioned over here in detail. It is known as Prohibition of Electronic Cigarettes Production, Manufacture, Import, Export, Transport, Sale, Distribution, Storage and Advertisement Act. Means like one cannot produce e-cigarette, one cannot manufacture it, one cannot import it, one cannot export it, one cannot transport it, one cannot sell it, and one cannot distribute or store or advertise the e-cigarettes. However, it has been noted by the health ministry that still there are many online platforms, that includes Amazon also, that sells e-cigarettes. Okay, so that's why the Ministry of Health has launched this particular portal where an Indian citizen, anyone can reach and they can file a complaint against selling or storing or advertisement of e-cigarette related activities. Okay, so this is a good topic. It is just important for the prelims exam. You need to remember the name of this particular, like, PECA Act, Prohibition of Electronic Cigarettes Act. So with this, let's move to the next topic, and you need to be very regular in reading the newspaper and understanding them, because like many a times question will come in the prelims exam or in the mains exam related to this topic. Now here again it says Indian origin doctor is chairman elect of Myeloma Foundation. Here the keyword is myeloma. Okay, keyword is myeloma. So there is a foundation which is known as Myeloma Foundation, and this particular person, Indian origin doctor, he became a chairman of this particular foundation. This is not important. What is important is myeloma. Myeloma is a kind of, myeloma is like, it is known as blood cancer. Okay, myeloma is a blood cancer. So this blood cancer happens because of plasma cells in the blood. Okay, plasma cells, and plasma cells produce, okay, they produce antibodies in our blood. Okay, it produce antibodies that fight against infection, that fight against, let's say, foreign materials, right? So myeloma happens because of, let's say, excessive production of some kind of, let's say, cells by the plasma cells. Okay, plasma cells are part of, let's say, WBCs. Okay, they are specific parts of WBCs. So it happens like, in the bone marrow. In bone marrow. So it is important that you understand the meaning of myeloma, and we do have a technology which is known as hybridoma technology. Okay, there is a technology which is known as hybridoma technology. That hybridoma technology is used for the treatment of myeloma. Okay, myeloma and hybridoma, these are cancerous cells. Okay, we create, let's say, hybridoma cells in the lab using myeloma cells itself. Okay, so myeloma and hybridoma, these topics I have already taught to the students of science and technology in our GS foundation batch, right? We have asked questions also on this, but I'll be little quick in this topic because, like, you know, I just wanted to highlight the importance of understanding myeloma. Okay, myeloma is related to blood cancer. Okay, so this Myeloma Foundation is working towards treatment of blood cancer. Okay, treatment of blood cancer. So this is a question related to a similar topic which is known as chimeric antigen receptor T cell. Okay, so it says, with reference to the chimeric antigen receptor T cell, consider the following statements. So these statements are given. You need to identify how many of these statements are right, and you need to give answer to this question. Okay, so in your free time, download the PDF and solve the question. And if you are seeing the video live, so you can just, like, you know, respond with your option, which of the options are right, correct. Okay, so the solution is also given over here. You can go through it in your free time. Then we have another topic which says Ukraine has started using US cluster munitions on battlefield. Okay, now we need to understand what do we mean by cluster munitions. Cluster munitions. Okay, basically cluster munitions are those bombs that can be used by people to let's say damage an area, to damage, let's say, like, people out there. So cluster this cluster munitions sometimes like they are used, like, you know, in a manner like that can destroy the women, that can destroy the children. Means, like, it does not demarcate the things. Like, you know, if we have a gun, so we'll be targeting whom we want to kill. But if we have cluster munition, it's going to, let's say, damage that entire area. So this is the thing. And there is a convention also which is known as Cluster Munition Convention, and that Cluster Munition Convention bans the usage of cluster weapons or cluster munitions. However, recently the United States of America has given cluster munitions, or, like, you know, cluster bombs to Ukraine, and they have started using the cluster bombs against Russia. Okay, they have started using it against Russia. So that's why it has been in news. And, like, you know, why United States of America has a stockpile of this thing, maybe that the United States of America is not a member of this particular cluster munition convention. And we do have a question on this, like, you know, for you. This is a question related to cluster munition convention. So, like, I'll read this question for you. You need to solve it, right? It says, with reference to the convention on cluster munitions, consider the following statements. They have given 4 statements. Like, it says this convention was adopted in the year of 2008. Its 11th meeting of state parties is scheduled to take place in Switzerland. This convention is a binding international law. It is India is a member of this convention, right? So these are the statements. Okay, so, like, you need to see whether India is a member of it or not. Okay, so India is not a member of it. So, like, you know, only 3 of these statements are right. You need to solve this question. I mean, like, although I have told it, only the 4th statement is incorrect in this question. This is incorrect. All of these are correct. Means the convention on cluster munition, it was adopted in the year of 2008. The next meeting is going to happen in Switzerland. It is a legally binding international law. Okay, so all of these statements are right. You can go through the solution of this particular question in your free time. Just download the PDF and, like, you know, go through the solution and learn about what is cluster munition convention. All right, so with this we have another topic. This is just a short topic, right? It says online gaming investors flag risk to jobs, investment in SOS to like, you know, PM on GST. So recently the GST Council has met, and the GST Council has taken a decision of tax related matters related to online gaming, and they have decided that they are going to implement 28% GST on online gaming. And so that's why many people have come against this particular decision of the government. They said that because of high taxation, many people are going to lose jobs, right? Many people who are involved in online gaming, they are going to lose jobs, and they have, let's say, like, adopted a resolution against the move of the government to increase the taxation related to online gaming. So they say that the tax rate has to be reduced. It should be reduced by the government. Only then this particular industry, online gaming industry, is going to flourish. Okay. Apart from this, we have another topic. This is like ONDC starts Learning Academy for Merchants. What is the full form of ONDC? It is known as Open Network for Digital Commerce. Okay, ONDC means Open Network for Digital Commerce. Okay, Open Network for Digital Commerce. So ONDC is an online portal of the Government of India. This particular portal will not act as an aggregator directly. What it will provide a platform. Okay, it will provide a platform where sellers of goods and services can register themselves, buyers can register themselves, big platforms like let's say Amazon, Netflix, etc., they can also register themselves. The taxi service providers like Ola, Uber, they can also register for themselves. So it is envisaged to act as a one-stop solution for many services and goods, right? And here the Government of India is going to charge very minimal amount. So this is being done to promote a level playing field in e-commerce. Okay, to provide a level playing field in e-commerce, right? So we know that like at this point of time we have, let's say, Amazon, we have Flipkart. So these organizations are making huge profit. Okay, these organizations are making huge profit by doing online, by providing online platform for the businesses, right? Businesses are registering themselves in these platforms and they are selling goods through these platforms. However, these platforms are charging exorbitant commission from the small and medium businesses or large businesses. So here these small businesses are facing difficulty to thrive. And for providing a level playing field, the Government of India has come up with Open Network Digital Commerce. Okay, this Open Network for Digital Commerce is based on blockchain technology. Okay, it is based on blockchain technology. So we have earlier covered this particular topic in detail. You need to read it. So it says the ONDC, Open Network for Digital Commerce, a government-backed e-commerce protocol, on Friday introduced a repository of online training material for merchants called ONDC Academy. Okay. So this is just a news item, but like we need to understand about what is ONDC in detail, right? So that's why I have shared the details related to ONDC, okay, Open Network for Digital Commerce. So with this, like we'll move to the next topic quickly. I think these are the only topics that we have covered for the day. Thank you so much everyone for attending today's session. I hope you have a good day ahead. Thank you.